Are we live? Are we live? Welcome to another rendition of Too Early for This podcast. It's your host and your moderator, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Krista Don One. Welcome to all. Please feel free, be sure to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this content, this live stream with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Also, if you want to further support your boy, Don Squad in the house, stand up, salute, hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its purposes, as well as if you want to sponsor any live stream of Too Ready for This podcast. Is real easy. It's real simple. You can either super chat or hit the cash app. Okay, hit the cash app down below. $ I'm Krista Down One. If you donate, you'll be the next live stream sponsor. Okay, if we have multiple people that donate, then no problem. You too will also donate that live stream as well as several other live streams. So let's get into it, folks. Okay, we got a lot on the docket today. We got Lil Tay. Okay, apparently Tay left this world. Was about to do an RIP to Lil Tay, and a funny thing happened. Lil Tay appeared. I'm alive and I'm well. We're gonna get into that story. We're also gonna get into Melle Mel. He released a diss track on Eminem, and we're going to review that and talk about that as well as Liz Campbell. Liz Campbell is back into playing women's professional basketball. She had a little conflict with the Nigerian team, and a lot of hands were raised, and we're going to be getting into that. It was a woman in that she was speaking with her hands. She said, "Forget speaking with her tongue. She's going to speak with these hands." All right. So let's get into today's topic. The first order of discussion is Lil Tay. Now, for those who've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Lil Tay, back in the day, she would make these short videos, talking about she's spoiled, she's brat. She had these ratchet type of videos. She'd be laced in Gucci and have jewelry and money, stacks of money, and living in mansions and having Rolls Royces and things of that nature. This, that, and the third. It was, at first, it was pure entertainment seeing some foreign girl, acting ratchet like a black girl, and flaunting cash and things of that nature, talking about you broke and this. She was just she was just hype on social media. She a viral type of girl. Like a lot of these women, like in other nationalities, would do like a 15-second, 30-second clip and just act so ratchet, and people would would watch their videos, and these women would go viral. I'm trying to think of the girl that Vicky, not Whoa Vicky, but it was another girl. And then it was the Catch Me Outside girl, and she had the little slogan, "Catch Me Outside girl." She would act ratchet, and she went on to become a rapper. Then she went on to have the Catch Me Out girl, an OnlyFans, and now this girl is living her best life. Okay, so Lil Tay was in that sort of type of demographic. Everyone was trying to portray their version of a black woman, and they would just get these ratchet. They would imitate these ratchet type behaviors by watching music videos and movies and television shows, and all these not black women would portray these black women and go on and be internationally known and have viral moments and things of that nature. Well, Little Tay was one of those individuals. um she would make these videos and utilize the music from her brother was a struggling rapper. And there's a lot of people that have been there and done that. I too have been there and done that, trying to get into the music game. Her brother can make beats, and he would have these beats and would do nothing with them. Well, they'll just utilize these beats. And her brother also served as her research department on how to act ignorant, how to act ratchet, and things of that nature. And he would coach her up when they make these viral clips and these viral videos. Okay, so he was the man behind the madness machine, and this spawned Little Tay. Now, she didn't, other than that, she didn't capitalize and go into music and go into rapping. She did, she did socialize with other rappers, other entertainers, and things of that nature. But just like, like anything in social media, you're here today and you're gone tomorrow. Haven't heard too much from Little Tay in quite some time. Okay, it's been like many moons. All right. She was a little girl when she was doing it. Well, um, her parent, well, someone released a statement. Started off with someone releasing a statement talking about Little Tay is RIP. She's no longer on this planet. And her mother, well, her parents, which, by the way, they had a huge custody battle over Little Tay. And basically, look, Little Tay at that particular time when she was in her apex, she was a money marketing machine. And I'll be honest with you guys, if they would have utilized Little Tay and got her to do ads and bits for like promoting like coffee or Coca-Cola, or something like that, something reasonable and legit, Little Tay could be would still be doing Taco Bell ads. Okay, but like I said, the bulk of her success and the bulk of her money came from social media, trying to go viral all the time. So anywho, um at Little Tay is RIP. And a lot of people started believing this, and I had questions and doubts because when I read the article, they said not only a Little Tay passed, but her brother passed. Okay, so I'm already, side-eyed. I'm already, saying, okay, my Negro senses are tingling. Something just is not adding up. 1 + 1 does not equal two in this equation, and I'm pretty sure there's more behind and there's more to it than what has been documented on social media. All right, now I did make the rounds to traditional media, and everyone was talking about it, but still at the same time, I was not 1,000% sure that this is legit. So anywho, so Little Tay, um, after after a couple of days, the police department released a statement saying that they didn't receive a notice that Little Tay is even missing, or Little Tay that is that's dead. A lot of hospitals are not reporting this, and then now the story comes out that, oh, surprise, surprise, Little Tay is alive and well. And I think that the parents or Little Tay representative, because I think at this time Little Tay's like what, 14, 15. I think they just said, you know what, let's just come out the surface. Little Tay is alive and well. She is breathing, and they just didn't want another situation happen. And I'm trying to think of the girl that went missing. I think it was in Alabama or Arkansas, one of those two places. I'm trying to think of her name. Can't think of her name right now. But anywho, they just didn't want the police to press charges on and and get in trouble and things of that nature, like the Empire Star. So they just came out and forward and just said that, look, Little Tay is alive and well. Someone took over their social media account, claiming that the social media account was, yeah, everyone loves to use the hack word. Oh, my account was hacked. My account was hacked. Okay. So everyone uses that excuse, and Little Tay representatives, her parents, are saying that her account was hacked. Okay. So now, Little Tay is alive and well and kicking. Her brother is alive and well and kicking. Okay, everybody's alive. Okay, so she's like Casper the Friendly Ghost a couple of days ago, and now she's alive and she's been alive and she's been well. Nothing has happened. She hasn't been kidnapped. She hasn't been abducted. Liam Neeson. She's not gonna be in the next Liam Neeson movie, Taken 4, Taken 6. Okay, so Little Tay is alive and well, and said that and claimed that someone hacked her account and made this ridiculous claim that Little Tay is no more. So when you start peeling back the layers, I say to myself, something, it's still something ain't jiving right. And a lot of people are pointing to, well, Little Tay has fallen off. No one's not really interested in that type of stuff anymore. And it's an oversaturated market of, you know, uh, you know, uh, people still doing the Little Tay bit, trying to act so ratchet and so ghetto. Okay, that's been played out. We've been there and done that. Can Little Tay do something else to entertain the audience? And she couldn't. Okay, this was all a publicity stunt when she, and Little Tay really did not want to do it. She was coerced in doing it by her brother. Her brother would, there's plenty of videos out there on the internet where you can hear her brother just coaching her, telling her, no, 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 say it like this, mean it like that, and things of that nature. And the parents had a long custody battle over Little Tay because the parents saw that Little Tay, you know, if she would continue to do this, she could make a lot of money doing this. Okay. And still, what people are wondering, okay, why would anyone fake her own death? Why would Little Tay's 14? I don't think Little Tay she was the mastermind behind this, but a lot of people thinking that she's trying to get more clout, more attention. She wants to be more relevant on social media. Maybe those bits that they did years ago, the money has dried up, and now they're trying to get Little Tay back into the fold again, make her and get her to be the show pony, the making the money once again. We're living in hard times. The struggle is real, and all that stuff. Everyone is speculating that maybe this publicity stunt, the reason why they did this, to get her back into the fold, get people back talking about her again, and then she can start generating income for her brother and for her parents. Okay. I can co-sign to that. I can sort of believe that, but I'm thinking that's possible. But what I'm also thinking is maybe Little Tay, is done, wanting to be associated with that. Maybe her brother is done being associated with that, because it's hard for them to actually go on social media and do something different, because people are going to always paint the narrative of, well, people are going to always recognize you for those moments. And maybe those moments made them famous, those moments made them successful, and those moments made them a lot of money, but they want to be known for something else. And maybe just maybe Little Tay and her brother, even though her brother was, helping her, uh, do these roles and things of that nature, maybe they were pushed into this by the mother. Now the story goes that the mother used to be a real estate agent, and that explains why Little Tay was at different mansions and different private planes, and had money, and was flexing with jewelry and cars and things of that nature, because of the mother being a real estate agent to the for the rich, for the wealthy. And now, since that story broke out, obviously that real estate agency probably have gotten rid of her. So now she's making money by basically doing these little Tate skits. And at first, little Tate, took part in it because it was kind of funny. And then later, then she also realized that she was getting famous by it. And then also realizing that she's making a lot of money doing it. But now little Tate is saying, like, and kids her age, they get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. They just want to do something different. So I'm thinking that maybe Little Tay, this was not her creation. I think it was the parents' creation. And I fully believe in what people are saying, but I also believe that there's a piece of me, a small piece of me, that believes that Little Tay no longer wants to be associated with that likeness and that image, and she's a girl. Just a regular girl going to school and things like that. I guess I bet it's hard for her to go to school and people start putting two and two together and say, "Hey, you used to be that girl that was Little Tay," and it was probably hard for her moving from school to school and having friends that want to be friends with her as the little girl instead of being friends of her being Little Tay. Okay. Maybe she couldn't socialize with other people because people would go in her circle for the simple fact that she used to be Little Tay and she doesn't want to be identified as Little Tay anymore. And this uh, when she was famous, Little Tay, it kind of carried over and bled over the brother, and maybe her brother wants to be a serious musician in the hip hop game, but a lot, when they, when they call him in for interviews and sample his beats, I mean his music, they go, "Hey, ain't you the brother of Little Tay?" And they don't really take him that seriously. So I do believe that what people are saying, maybe the parents want to, uh, you know, bring the magic back, so to say, and make her the show pony, making money doing those skits and things of that nature. But another part of me thinking that maybe this was drummed up by the brother, and Little Tay just want to just disappear from social media, because once you're famous on social media for uh, for something, and you're not proud of it, you want to, you want to have a quote unquote normal life. And I've heard these horror stories or just stories in general of women that once were on was on Instagram, or on OnlyFans, or and women, at first they're very successful, they're making all of this money by showing off their body and doing adult content, and they're getting popular by it, they're making their money off of it. And there's a few of them that it's okay at first, but then they say to themselves, "Okay, I want to be taken seriously. I want to be taken more than just an OnlyFans model or an Instagram model. I have other aspirations. I was only doing the OnlyFans and the Instagram because it was making me money. Okay, now I got the money. Now I want to transition it into something that I like, that is more quote unquote serious." And you hear these stories about these women, and they can't go on to have a normal life because wherever they go, wherever state they move to, people start putting two and two together, particularly if you're famous and they find out that you used to do OnlyFans, you used to do corn, you used to be an Instagram model, and it just happens. You can't hide what your particularly on social media, you can't hide what you was advertising on social media for so long. Okay. And some of these people, and I've heard stories of women that wants to get back into nursing, wants to get back into teaching or lawyer and things of that nature. And at first it's easy pleasy, but when these organizations start doing Google searches and doing checks on you, the checks and balances on you, they find out that you used to have another life. Okay, so and then they don't take you seriously, or you don't get the job. Okay, they just don't want the headache of what you was peddling when you were, you know, when you was famous on social media for whatever reason. But that life goes on. I feel like with Lil Tay, she I felt like she was coerced into doing that, but I don't think Lil Tay was seriously trying to be involved in doing that. Okay. So yeah, that's all I got with the Lil Tay thing. Like I said, I do believe what people are saying, that maybe Lil Tay, did this for, back in the day we say do it for the gram. Okay. And maybe she was doing it for the gram, maybe she was doing it for the clout. But this a recent story that could be true, but I really think that there's a part of me that thinks that there is much more deeper than that. Maybe Little Tay just wanted to get out from under what she created on social media, even though she was hugely successful in doing it, and even though she was hugely popular, made a lot of money. She just doesn't want to be identified for that. And unfortunately, this is not going to go away. Even when Little Tay goes into her 20s, and people are going to still recognize her as that girl that made those viral videos and acting like a ratchet woman. you know that's going to still haunt her or plague her, and people are not going to really, and if particularly if she has dreams and aspirations of becoming a banker or lawyer or a doctor or a teacher, this stuff is going to make it hard for her to do that. A lot of people are not going to necessarily take her seriously. Okay, but it is what it is. All right, so yeah, that's all I got for the Little Tay story, and we're going to move on. The next thing we're going to move on is, apparently, and when I heard about this story, I was going like, what? Because the two these two rappers are from two different generations. All right. And everyone knows Melle Mel. He did The Message. He was with the Sugar Hill Gang. The Don't Stop, Don't Push Me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It make you wonder how you keep them from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It make you wonder how you keep them from going under. Broken glass everywhere. People on station because they just don't care. I can't take sound, can't take the noise, got the music to the body because I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with a baseball bat. I can't remember the rest, but anyway, Melle Mel from the Sugar Hill Gang, and he also did The Message, and Eminem. They've been beefing. I am whatever I say I am. You can like it or oh shoot. And I'm Slim Shady and I'm the real Shady and the other real Shadys. Okay, just imitating because the real Shady just please stand up. Please stand up. Just please stand up. Chickens, please stand up. Okay, anywho, everyone knows who Eminem is. All right. You have to really be embedded in the hip hop culture to know who Melle Mel is. I'm pretty sure if besides this recent news and besides this diss track that Melle Mel put on Eminem, before that, if you're 20 years old, or 30 years old, you're not even going to understand who the hell is Melle Mel. All right. I'm pretty sure you have heard his music through commercials or through television shows or through movies. You're just not paying attention. You don't know who's the actual artist is. And that no one really knew who Melle Mel was. It's not, and you have to be really embedded into the hip hop culture to know who Melle Mel is and was. And Melle Mel at that particular time in that particular era, he was like he was like the baby, like the even though the baby has fallen off, but he's like that guy. He's like Rodney Ricch, okay. He's like today's artist. He had a couple of hits and he was on top of his game. All right. He wasn't the originator of hip hop, the originator of rap, because they got, a lot of people don't realize hip hop has been around since the 50s. Okay. And they called it doo-wopping. Okay. And if you Google it and you saw, and if you Google doo-wop, yes, there was some, singing melodies, but there was also lyrical melodies. Okay. And that's been going around since the 50s. Okay. I beg anybody, if you love, hip hop culture, if you love hip hop music, just go Google the origin of hip hop. Okay. You would have these guys in black and white film and black and white television. These black guys would do wop. They like it was like a singing quartet. But then there would be always a guy in that group that would rap. And when you see it, it just, you say to yourself, wow, how is that possible? You got this guy, dressed to the nines, in a suit, and he's rapping. Okay. And I'm telling you, if you like hip hop culture, if you like hip hop history, you're going to be excited to witness that if you're 20, or if you're under the age of 20, where hip hop, really, or with the origins of hip hop. And these videos are all over social media. You can Google these videos on YouTube. Okay, these videos are not hard to find. But anywho, Melle Mel, the Sugar Hill Gang, the Soul Sonic Force, all of these guys were birthed from that era, and they took it to another level. Instead of having singing in it, it would be rapping and bebopping and break dancing and graffiti. It was more colorful. It had its own identity. It had its own flavor. You got to experience all different emotions of hip hop. It wasn't always, back then it wasn't an anger type of music or a depressed type of music, or even, fighting, something that's happening in civil rights, or, social media. It was none of that. It was fun loving. It was something to dance to. It was something to bob your head to. It's a culture thing, back then. Okay, particularly with Melle Mel and the Soul Sonic Force and Curtis Blow and all those guys. But anywho, so Melle Mel came from that era, and he was with the Sugar Hill Gang. Then he did his own thing with The Message. We just talked about that a few minutes ago. And like I said, he was from that era. And if someone younger would not even identify or even understand who the hell is Melle Mel. All right, but Melle Mel was very important in the hip hop culture. I'm gonna be honest with you. If it wasn't for the doo-wopping in the 40s and 50s, and if Melle Mel, Sugar Hill Gang, and the Soul Sonic Force didn't get the opportunity to take hip hop music to its own stratosphere, we wouldn't have hip hop. So, anywho, this man has done a lot for the hip hop culture. But anyway, him and Eminem are beefing. Okay, I don't know where it really originated at. I read several articles why they're beefing, and it really doesn't make sense. And it's really coming from the perspective of Melle Mel. Melle Mel has issues with Eminem. Okay, now low key, I feel like Melle Mel has issues with Eminem because Eminem has opened more doors in hip hop. Eminem has opened the door of you don't necessarily have to be from the ghetto or have to be black, okay, or have to be accepted by certain gatekeepers of the hip hop culture and be recognized by those gatekeepers. You don't have to have all that to be very successful and very popular, okay? Eminem, and a lot of people don't give Eminem his credit. Eminem spawned a lot of rappers after Eminem to do some amazing, with the wordplay and the lyrics, stepping their game up with the lyrics, with the pen and the pad and things of that nature, being very creative with words and things of that nature. Eminem, as well as several other guys, they added something else to the hip hop culture too. Now they didn't birth it, and they wasn't the firstborn of hip hop, but without Eminem contributing to hip hop, maybe hip hop will look a little bit differently. All right, but it still would exist. Well, anyway, Melle Mel, and I think this is a one-sided beef. I really think Melle Mel. But when you talk about those older guys from hip hop, the firstborn of hip hop, the Melle Mels, the Sugar Hill Gang, Curtis Blow, Soul Sonic Force, they have some resentment to hip hop after them, because after them, hip hop became very popular, very successful, but hip hop was very marketable, as well as, artists and rap groups making money behind them, label companies making money off of hip hop. Hip hop started to become a $1 million situation, multiple $1 million situations. Melle Mel and those guys, they never gotten the opportunity to cash in, sort of say, okay, because hip hop, they was at their apex, and now it's the next generation. The next generation took hip hop to another level with endorsements, with more label companies, marketing, touring overseas, merch. Melle Mel didn't reap those benefits, and spawning your own label company as an artist. Okay, so Melle Mel and them, they didn't get those opportunities because they were sort of like birthed from the pioneers of hip hop, the doo-wopping and things of that nature, and they were mostly doing it for fun because hip hop was the culture. Okay, hip hop was tied into break dancing and graffiti and things of that nature. It was its own cult. It was a culture thing. You did it because you loved hip hop. Okay. Now, so when Melle Mel has that generation done passed, it's still hip hop still is a culture, but it's a culture where you can make money off of, a lot of money off of. And I think this is a one-sided beef. And I've heard interviews, when they have interviews with these older guys like the Melle Mels, they have resentment with hip hop after the fact, after them. They have a little resentment. And they're like the old man on the yard, like, oh, I would never pull my pants down. I mean, have my pants all the way down to my women and call women B's and H's. Oh, I would never say F the police and this, that, and the third. When you start listening to a lot of their interviews, it's like they have not a hatred, but it's almost like they have an animosity to what hip hop has ultimately became, what ultimately is. And they really have, if you listen to Melle Mel, you listen to those older guys, they really have a problem with today's hip hop. Okay, today's hip hop, is not just spiritual or against the machine of the government, or talking about culture issues, or just making danceable tracks. Now you got different nationalities doing hip hop and being very successful. The different communities, the LBCQ community is now embedded into hip hop. You have a lot of artists that are saying that they're gay or bi, and still being very successful in hip hop. Y'all have to understand, when Melle Mel and those cats were doing hip hop, that stuff was kept in the closet. Okay, that stuff was not broadcast. Hip hop was a male dominant type of force back then, and now hip hop has changed and opened more doors and is more accepted by other communities, and hip hop is accepting other communities to contribute to the hip hop culture. But when you listen to conversations from Melle Mel or the Soul Sonic Force or the Sugar Hill Gang or Curtis Blow, when you hear those guys in their interviews, or when they do articles on those guys, they have a resentment with what hip hop is today. But anywho, that's what's going on with hip hop. And when you listen to Melle Mel, you start hearing what's particularly when he has his issues with Eminem, you start hearing what's going on. All right, and you understand this is a one-sided beef. And Melle Mel has issues with Eminem. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it for the record. I don't think no one else is going to dare say this about Melle Mel, but I just think Melle Mel has an issue with Eminem because of his skin complexion. That's just my humble opinion about it. I think Melle Mel has an issue with Eminem. A lot of artists, a lot of rap artists have issues with Eminem. Like more recently, not Melle Mel, but The Game has issues with Eminem, and they have an issue with Eminem because they perceive Eminem as a wigger. Okay, and if you don't know what a wigger is, go Google it. Google is your friend. But there's a lot of guys that Eminem is still a target today, and if you diss Eminem, it's two-sided. People have issues with Eminem because of his skin complexion, and Eminem is not accepted in their circles. And they also have an issue with him. And also Eminem is a bigger target, because if you diss Eminem and if you get Eminem to respond, then you're going to be ultra famous and you're going to just make money off the diss. Now you can lose a diss battle with Eminem and still come on top. You know, um, so everyone is trying to take their digs at Eminem. But low key, I think people have a hate. They've been had a hatred of Eminem. I don't think the game respected Eminem because of who is around Eminem that the game hates. Okay, the game hates Dr. Dre. But low key, he doesn't really. He's not publicly announcing that he hates Dr. Dre, but he has issues with Dr. Didn't see what the game ultimately could become. And when you listen to the game's interview in the beginning, he would be in the studio and Dr. Dre would be making these beats, but he'd be making beats to other artists. And the game even said this in an interview. He would just go into the track machine and notice that Dr. Dre had some leftover tracks, scrap tracks to Dr. Dre's standard. And then the game said he utilized those tracks and made songs off of them. But Dre didn't really see the full potential of the game because the game was just an everyday, at that particular time, he was just an everyday West Coast guy. Nothing exciting about the game until he got 50 Cent to work with him. And then Dr. Dre saw it, and then the rest they say is history. And the game was part of G Unit. Well, and 50 Cent is G Unit. Well, guess who gave 50 Cent his first break? Eminem. And ever since then, Eminem has been mad loyal to 50 Cent. 50 Cent has been mad loyal to Eminem. No one's going to break that dynamic and that bond. And when it came to when 50 Cent had his issues with the game, well, the game had issues with 50 Cent. Eminem still supported 50 Cent. Dr. Dre still supported 50 Cent. And it was sort of like a 3-on-1 type of situation. Now, the game also managed to squeak in and get Young Buck to also beef with 50 Cent. And we all know the situation with why Young Buck was beefing with 50 Cent. You can go check out those videos in my catalog, in my YouTube channel today, if you want to revisit that stuff. But yeah, that was transpiring with man, the tow trucks are out. I see a repossession truck, and I'm looking out on my patio, and he is just driving around. So if you're listening to this live stream, I suggest, and if you're behind on your car payment, I suggest you go out and move your car with the quickness right now. Okay. Got 3 people in the building. Can y'all please hit the like button? Thank you. Okay. But back to the story. All right. Back to the story. So yeah. And I feel like a lot of rappers take umbrage of having issues with Eminem. He's a big target. And 2, I feel like a lot of artists despise Eminem low key because of what Eminem has done, not only to for the benefit of hip hop, but for himself. All right. So this is like a one-sided beef. He did an interview, and then when he didn't get uh, a response from well, Eminem sort of kind of did a response saying that he's on steroids or something. Maybe those roids are affecting his membrane. Melle Mel decided to come out with a diss record. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. And the reason why I can tell you guys this safely and convincingly, because I too was in the music industry. I was a struggling rapper. All right. And I've heard this story a time or two when rappers are beefing with other rappers. Now these rappers are on a complete different level than I was. I'm like the low tier. These are like A tier or close to the A tier type of rappers. And what they do is they create beefs or issues with other rappers because low key it makes them popular and they make money off of these fake beefs. Okay. Now, nothing serious, not East Coast, West Coast, not big. You know, they would do these beefs, and proclaim these beefs, and then they'll come out with these diss records, okay, and then they'll get ultra popular, particularly if they was not popular, they're popular now, okay. So when you're using that strategy, you have to have something in the chamber. You have to have a disc record already written, recorded, and ready to release. You have to have your ammunition stocked if you're going to have a problem or have an issue or a beef with another artist. Okay. So, it did not surprise me that Melle Mel had a disc record. I knew he had a disc record. Okay. I knew he had. And I think diss records it's an old thing. It done faded away. Nobody really diss anybody today. Okay, like Lotto and Ice Spice. They may say a couple of cute things on their records, and they may say a couple of cute things on social media, but they're not going to sit in the lab and just make a whole entire diss record on, like, Ice Spice is gonna make a whole entire diss record about Lotto, and Lotto's gonna make a whole entire diss record about Ice Spice. Now they might say a few things cutesy and all that stuff, but they're not gonna go all that far away. Even though we listen to Lotto's "Put It on the Floor," you hear some some sly stuff that she's saying about Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj. Okay. Anyway, then back to the story. If you've done music, and if you've been particularly rap, and you have an issue with somebody, or you want to start a beef with somebody, you better have a diss record already in the cut, in the chamber, ready to be released. And Melle Mel had a diss record for Eminem. Now, I was saying to myself, okay, I feel like diss records are outdated. I don't think anybody do diss records today. And well, I know for a fact they don't do them today. I think it's it's just an old thing that needs to be put to bed. Nobody's really dissing anybody like that, making a whole entire diss record about them. I'm trying to think of the guy that, oh my God, I forgot that. He dated Megan Fox. I forgot his name. Anyway, he did a diss record to Eminem. Eminem did Kill Shot. And, that Kill Shot just completely destroyed his credibility as a rapper. And then he went on to be an actor and do rock music and punk music and things of that nature. Can't think of that tall, goofy white kid. But anywho, all right. That's the last time I've heard a whole entire diss record. Okay. So Melle Mel came out with a diss record, was going to release a diss record. Okay. When I first heard it on YouTube, before I pushed play, I said to myself, okay, let's talk about what it should not be. All right. You should not attack Eminem because of his color. Okay. Because that's going to rub the audience the wrong way. So I already knew off the bat, he's not going to talk about this man color, his nationality. He's not going to go there with it like the Game did on his diss to Eminem. Okay, and it was a long one. The Game had a song that was like 15 minutes long. Okay, he had some pent up frustrations over Eminem. But anywho, okay. So I said to myself, yeah, he's not going to talk about that. All right. And then another thing I was thinking, okay, this is not going to be Melle Mel from the past. He's not going to have the same flow and delivery like he had in The Message or with Sugar Hill Gang. I knew for a fact that the music is not going to be like that music like back in the day. Sugar Hill Gang. It's not going to be that type of music. Okay. So when I hit play, it was everything that I thought it wouldn't be. First and foremost, his delivery, his flow. It sounded like The Message 2.0. Okay. He was saying stupid stuff. Like Eminem, I heard you had a problem with me, but please get off my knees and get off your knees and trigger D's and all. I'm going like, am I back in that era? Am I listening to The Message? Eminem. I mean, and it wasn't even good diss. It wasn't even good diss responses or anything. Like, don't push me, cause I hate you. And it was just stupid stuff. It was old stuff. He was using his oldest flow that got him on the apex mountain of hip hop. When he was birthed from the doo-wop era, when he was using that flow. That flow is over 20 years old. And what was worse was the beat. It seemed like this was an old reject beat when he was at his height, and he didn't use it back in that era. And then he decided to bring it out to this era. It was so, I mean, hip hop took a couple of steps back. The hip hop history, the hip hop culture, the rap culture took a step back with Melle Mel's diss record. I didn't think hip hop would take that much of a step back. Okay, people are palm facing. I mean, they're taking their palms and they're putting them on their face and going like, "Please, dude, why did you come out with this?" Okay, this was hot garbage juice. Okay, this should have never been played at high volume around a public area. Okay, this is something that you play for yourself. All right, it's it's not good enough to be recognized as something to be good for any other audience, but it's just good for you to have just to play around in your car or when you're at home in a private setting. You play this. This was awful. Okay, this was bad. This was really bad. Okay, awful, awful, awful music. Same old flow. Pretty much same track like back in the day. It was just awful. And I'm going like, Melle Mel, you're gonna have to chill out. Okay. Um, there's a reason why you're retired, all right, and you should stay retired. If you want to continue to do interviews, okay, then do your interviews. If you want to continue, I think personally you should put to bed this beef, this issue that you had with Eminem, and just move on. But it's clearly you are chasing clout. And everyone loves to attack Eminem, and everyone knows that if you say something or attack Eminem, or if you have a diss against Eminem, you're going to get your 15 minutes of fame, and then what? Okay, then what else you're going to talk about? Okay, I just think that Melle Mel, he done told all the stories that he can tell when he was at his apex with Sugar Hill Gang, when he came out with his own music and that era. And Melle Mel saying, okay, I've been there and done that. We done told these stories over and over and over. And it's time for me to talk about something else so I can stay relevant. So other podcasters will, want to do a one-on-one interview with me. It's clearly Melle Mel wants to get with Mav Hoffa, do Mav Hoffa. Mav Hoffa is doing Biv from Belle Biv DeVoe and New Edition. And they're talking about New Edition and this, that, and the third. I mean, that's how there's going to be months where it's going to be dry, where you're not going to have, the latest star come in and do a one-on-one interview and talk about what's going, like Corey LeRae. I think that was his biggest one-on-one interview thus far, and that is not that big to Mav Hoffa standards. And Melle Mel clearly wants to be at the barber seat where Mav Hoffa talks to him about his era and what's happening in today's era. He clearly wants to be on Adam 22, where Adam 22 interviews him, or DJ Vlad, whatever. He clearly wants to be recognized and have a career doing interviews, because doing interviews on these podcasts are very, you can make a lot of money doing this. Okay, Boosie said that Vlad gives him 10K every time he does an interview. All right, and I felt like ever since Boosie confirmed that, everybody from it seemed like every old rapper that's not putting out music is saying, whoa, you can make that much money just doing an interview? Well, sign me up for that. Okay, there's plenty of podcasts out there that will probably give me close to that money, or that same amount of money, particularly if I'm interesting when I'm doing a one-on-one interview. So yeah, I think Melle Mel wanted to beef with 50 Cent because of those reasons. Okay, but yeah, that's all I got for Melle Mel. Broken glass everywhere, people. Oh on station because they just don't care. I can't take the sound, can't take the noise, got the music to the body because I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with a baseball bat. Not a baseball bat. They try to oh man, I always butcher that part. I always butcher that part. But anywho, yeah, so much for that story. Let's move on to Liz Cambridge, or Liz Campbell, whatever her last name is. And for those out there who don't know who she is, she used to be a professional basketball player. She used to play in the WNBA. Okay. And hold up. Oh my God. I done messed up there, folks. I done messed up. So yeah, she made noise recently about the WNBA. I want to say it was like a year ago, or a year and a couple of months ago. I think it was last season because she was signed to the LA Sparks, and she played a few games. There was talk that there was some friction going on with her teammates, and she decided to retire or quit. Well, let's just say quit from the WNBA. And then she went on and did OnlyFans and announced to the world that she had an OnlyFans account. And she said that she was making more money on OnlyFans than she was in the WNBA. And let's just face facts and just be honest. The WNBA is a subpar league that, look, in sports entertainment, look at all the leagues. Okay. Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NFL, the NHL. Okay. You look at all these leagues. Who's the majority of this viewership for those leagues? They're men. Now, women are slowly but surely gaining numbers as an audience for those leagues, but it's not it's not like the women's audience has increased over a few years. They're still far behind the males who support these leagues. Okay, now the WNBA it's not attractive to keep the majority of them. And the WNBA has tried so many years to entertain the male audience and keep the male audience there. All right. But yeah, that they tried, but not a lot of males watch the WNBA. There's a viral clip that's running around that there's a guy that, which, whatever side of the coin you are, if you for or against WNBA, I just think it was very disrespectful for this guy to buy all the front row seats just to sleep there. Okay, I just thought, yeah, it can be funny, it can be cute, but you keep continuing to do this, then now that's just simple hate. Okay, and I don't watch the WNBA. I watch it briefly, sparingly, maybe, or pay attention to the news of the WNBA and this, that, and the third. But, how do you feel about the WNBA? You shouldn't you shouldn't resort into making a mockery of the league. Okay. That's just my thought. But anywho, Liz Campbell had issue, and let's go back. Well, anywho, that's why the WNBA isn't as successful as the other leagues. They just don't, they're just not getting a lot of participation from the male audience, and the male audience is the reason why a lot of these leagues are still dominating. Now, there's a female audience, but when you compare the female audience to the male audience, it's not like 50-50. So let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. And the WNBA is going to need the majority of the female audience to continue this league and bring this league up to the point of the other leagues where these basketball players should be getting multi-million-dollar contracts. Okay, should get major endorsements and sponsorships. Some of these women that's in the WNBA, they got sponsorships but they had to do a collaboration with another NBA player. Okay, so Ion is starting to have a lot of WNBA games on their network. Okay, so it's anywho, Liz Campbell said in an article that why playing the WNBA is not very profitable for her. And then she talked about how she's quitting the WNBA, she's going into OnlyFans, and she talked about how and she got caught up in the OnlyFans hype. She made more money on OnlyFans than the WNBA. And when you already when you already made a name for yourself in sports entertainment, and you are beautiful, and you're also an athlete, you have some viral moments, you have an Instagram, I mean, you're popping on social media, and when you start to tell the world that you're doing an OnlyFans, and then you start seeing the numbers of guys that are signing up to your OnlyFans, because let's just face facts and face reality, your female audience that supported you in the WNBA is not signing up for OnlyFans, okay? And OnlyFans is catered for the male audience, and the females that have OnlyFans accounts, they know that. So she's doing OnlyFans, and she's getting mesmerized by the first 2 months. She's seeing all of this money coming in because of all these expectations of these horny guys and these thirsty guys wanting to see Liz in very compromising positions, if you know what I mean. All right. Never, I just thought her OnlyFans was going to be a place where the risque videos and the risque photos that she posts on Instagram would make their way to OnlyFans. Do adult content on her OnlyFans. I don't think she was going to do none of that stuff. Okay. And I think guys at first thought she was. And the first couple of months, they didn't see it. And now they left. So now you can tell. Now she's coming back to basketball because she can't make the bulk of her money on OnlyFans. And OnlyFans is a temporary gig. Okay. There's only a special few that can make a career on OnlyFans, okay, because of how they can market themselves, and they know, and as long as they feed their audience and keep them wanting more and more, and finding themselves in more compromising positions or compromising angles, and they're gonna always get that type of money. All right, so when Liz Campbell did OnlyFans, she saw the money rolling in. But then later on, just like any other OnlyFans girl, the money starts slowly coming in because, on OnlyFans and with the male audience, they move on so quickly. Because like I always tell you guys, every summer premieres another big booty chick. So that next big booty chick is now these corn dog, and these thirst trap guys. They have moved on to other things. So they're not supporting your OnlyFans no more. Okay, your hardcore fans are probably supporting it because they're your fans, but there's not a lot of them to continue for you to do OnlyFans. So now she's getting back into basketball. First she didn't like basketball. Now she likes basketball. She loves basketball because she's trying to, the OnlyFans income is dead and gone. So hey, I got to do something. The rent is scheduled every month. The car notes are scheduled in a month. Is every month. Okay, I got expenses I have to pay. I don't want the repossession truck driving around my neighborhood and picking up my car. Okay, and also when she left at the wrong time, particularly in the WNBA or with women basketball. Period. When she left, LSU, was making noise. They won the championship. When she left, shoot, I forgot her name. Let me do a quick Google search. But yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, I gotta find this girl's name. Lord have mercy. But yeah, but when she left, uh, women's basketball is has stepped up since she left. All right, hold up. Let's see the team. I think her name was Angela Reese. Yeah, Angel Reese. Angel Reese. That's what I'm talking about. So now these women that Angel Reese and all these other women that's doing that are making a name for themselves in the women's sport. Now they're starting to get popular, and now they're starting to make money. You know, Angel Reese, when she made it to the finals and made noise and won the title, starting to make a name for herself on social media. You know, she's still in college at LSU, and she's getting a Mercedes sports car. See these women, particularly in the college ranks, starting to make money in college with the NFTs. Even though I think NFTs are is a dying thing. You know, they're making money off sponsorships. They're making money off their social media brand. You know, I forgot the gymnast that's making money off the twins that are making money from TikTok. You know, so now women's sports is starting to make money now. It's starting to be glamorized, and it's starting to make a surge in popularity. Now, I don't think women's sports in general is ever going to replace men's sports, but I think they're going to make their own mark. They're going to have their own market, and they're going to have their own identity. I feel like the problem with the WNBA and the problem with the NBA is they try to, they try to put them together, force them together. I think if you want to see the WNBA flourish, the WNBA has to make it on their own. I think they should cater to sport. If you want the male audience to support the WNBA, because men support what they like. Okay, men support OnlyFans. Okay, they not only they support their own sports, but then they support OnlyFans. They support corn. I hate to say this, but you have to cater to your audience. And if your audience wants to see those, sexualize these WNBA players by, I don't know, maybe, shrinking their shorts some, maybe showing a little bit bootay, maybe the jersey, shrink them down just a little bit, not a lot. You don't want it to be the Buns League, okay? But, sex sales. Let's just go ahead and just, in baseball, what sells in Major League Baseball is the home run. All right. What sells in professional, the NBA is the dunk and the 3-point game. Okay. Football is the scoring, the touchdowns. All right. The WNBA, they need to have something that sells their league. Okay. And they need to, focus more on the athletes at hand. I think Sky Diggers is great for the WNBA. Now she's pregnant, and it seems like a lot of those players in the WNBA are not liking that. But hey, that's another time for another story. But Angel Reese and women like Angel Reese and other women, they are thriving in the collegiate game, and they're making hellified money in the collegiate game by other aspects. Now these colleges are allowing these athletes to have deals and still go to college. Okay. So you can't sell your college on we're going to give you an education, and we're just going to collect all the money and all the revenue. Now, a lot of these athletes, these collegiate athletes, going like, okay, y'all can keep that money with the NCAA. Okay, y'all can keep the jersey sales and things of that nature, but I should be able, if to market myself and to sell myself as a brand. Okay, so yeah, Liz starting to see this surge with women's sports, and she's starting to see the Angel Reese's and all them making all this money, and the OnlyFans is failing. She she can't say now that she's making more on OnlyFans than she is in basketball. So now she's trying to come back to basketball, not on the WNBA level, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. She's in the international leagues, the Nigerian league, and she had an altercation with one of the Nigerian players. She said she said something. She smacked the Nigerian player in a game, and her before she got to the bench. And then the Nigerian player came all the way from left field. I mean, ran all through the popcorn recession guy, ran past the referee, ran past her players, ran past Liz players, ran past the fans, ran past all different dimensions. It was like she was in a DeLorean, Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox style. Ran past all that stuff. She went into a time machine, came out of the time machine, and striked her with a hand. I mean, she put them hands on Liz, hit her so hard, Liz fell to the floor. She didn't get on. She didn't put it on the floor. She fell to the floor. Liz fell to the floor. Okay, and she fell like the tallest tree in the forest. All right. And you can tell when Liz got up, she did not want no smoke. She did not want to speak with her hands. She had that hold me back moment. It was some girl that's half her size, weighs a $105 soaking wet. And this girl is keeping it's in front of Liz, but Liz didn't want no problems. She just wanted an excuse to not fight her or not to get beat up. Okay. So this is this is what Liz has to go through to prove herself that she belongs in the WNBA. I think the WNBA has totally given up on her. It's not the fact that she's older. It's not the fact that she's not talented. It's not the fact that she's not skilled. It's just her attitude. And every time they try to bring her into the WNBA, it results into antics of her, what she says racially towards her opponent fans, players, or she doesn't really support or advertise the WNBA or even her team. She goes in there with the wrong intentions, just wanting to get somewhat of a bag just to play a few games for her to quit. I think the WNBA has totally quit on Liz because they have tried this a time or two with Liz, embracing her with open arms to the WNBA, only for her to just quit on them. And man, she doesn't even play the whole entire season. She doesn't even play half of a season. She plays a couple of games and then she quits. Okay, so she's going to have to really prove herself. And I think if she does, I mean, it's going to be a very long road for Liz, particularly with the WNBA. And if the WNBA do allow her in, she's not going to get the best of best contracts. Even though WNBA players' contracts are not that great, they're but I don't even think she's going to get half of what she could command in the open market. I think she's going to get one of those contracts, one of those Antonio Brown contracts, where it's heavily incentive for her to play games. The more games you play, the more money you make. Okay, it's going to be one of those type of contracts. But anyway, that's it on that. Unfortunately, guys, we're not going to have a 2-hour live stream unless this last topic lasts longer than an hour. Okay, first and foremost, can y'all do your boy a favor? Can y'all do your boy a solid? Hit the like button. Share this content with your friends, family, and followers. Support the growth and development of this channel as well as this live stream. Let's get us lit in the YouTube algorithm. You heard me? Now, if you want to further support your boy, all you have to do is hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges, super chats, and cash apps. Hit the cash app, okay? You will get the opportunity to be a sponsor in next week's live. Well, the next time I do a live stream. All right. So, for this podcast, I did one Friday unexpectedly, and I did one today. I was gonna do one every Saturday morning around the same bat time, same bat channel. So yeah, let's do this last topic, and then we are out at 5,000. Okay, you heard your boy. All right, so last topic of discussion. We're gonna be talking about Tyrese. Tyrese, are you ready for me? So anyway, Tyrese is suing Home Depot for $1 million because is it Home Depot or Lowe's? It's one of those hardware stores. Anyway, he's suing them for $1 million because of discrimination. Now, if you've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain real fast, real quick. So Tyrese had some work done on his house, and he gave his credit card to the workers to get more supplies. They went to the hardware store, Lowe's or Home Depot. I don't know. Costco's not even a warehouse store. But anyway, Ace Hardware, whatever. Okay. And the cashier would not accept the credit card because the credit card was not in the name of the person who had the credit card. So they called Tyrese and told him what they said. Tyrese told him to put him on speakerphone, saying that, hey, you can use the card. It's me. I told them they can use my card. They still said no. Nah, fam, we're not doing that. And Tyrese, Tyrese hung up, hung up, brought a film crew there. You might as well say he brought a film crew there and made it and filmed this whole embarrassing spectacle, and basically implied that the real reason why they did not accept these circumstances with his worker and his credit card is because of race. Okay, because the guys who had his credit card, I believe they were Hispanic, and Tyrese is African American, and now he thinks Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Kinko, whatever. Okay, I think it was. I think it was Lowe's. I think all this happened at Lowe's. But all right, because I was looking at I watched the video a couple of days ago, and I could have sworn the girl had a blue apron on. So I'm just gonna assume it's Lowe's. So anyway, recorded this whole spectacle and had it on social media, had it on his Instagram, TikTok, things of that nature. And now Tyrese is suing Lowe's. Now Lowe's released a statement, and they they love Tyrese as a customer, and they hope they can continue to have Tyrese as a customer. And if Tyrese has any issues, to please contact them ASAP about the incident. All right. Tyrese is taking it to another level, saying I'm going to sue Lowe's for over $1 million because of racial profiling and yada, yada, yada. This is the same guy that came out of court saying, talking about we should have equal rights when it comes to child support, when he lost his child support battle with his ex-wife, and he's got to pay so much a month, and he hates paying that so much a month. But Tyrese, you sort of put that upon yourself. You You put that energy upon yourself. And I believe the universe, there's karma in the universe. So like if you have negative energy or you be negative to certain people, then that's going to attract negative. Why I'm saying Tyree should deserve that judgment with his ex-wife, because he was flashing what he does for the child, buying the child a Maybach. The child is not even old enough to drive, to have a driver's license, and you are up here profiling and flashing on social media that you bought your daughter a Maybach. You know, buying her all these expensive clothes and jewelry. Really, bossing her up. Okay, your daughter is trying to be your daughter. Okay, and everyone can see through what you was doing. You was trying to make the ex-wife jealous, saying, "Okay, see, this is what happens when you divorce me. When you divorce me, you don't get these luxuries that my daughter is getting right now. My daughter replaced you." Now, I don't like Tyrese's ex-wife. Okay, I think her name is Samantha, and she has a YouTube channel. And I don't like her, but I also don't like Tyrese. I feel like, and I've said this time and time again. I said this in the last live stream about Tory Lanez and Meg the Stallion and that Kelsey girl. And I'm gonna say it, and I think it holds true with Tyrese and Samantha, his ex-wife. You know, I don't think there were no victims in either one of those two. There's no heroes in either one of those two. Okay. I feel like there's enough blame to go around for both of them. I thought both of them were being extremely petty. Tyrese was being petty when they broke up and got a divorce, and she was petty by putting all their business on social media and on her YouTube channel. Okay. Both of them were being extremely petty. All right. And both of them are not victims. I feel like both of them can play a part as the villains of these stories, but I feel like the true victim in this is their daughter. Okay, and they don't realize how this is going to affect the daughter later on in her life. Okay, so I think I think there's an underlining thing that's going on with Tyrese and Tyrese. And let's just face facts and face reality. These actors are not making the money like they used to make. Okay, because Hollywood has essentially went on strike. The writers are continuing to be on strike. The actors are on strike. The now you got the video effect people, visual effect people. Now they're trying to make a union so they can go on strike. You got these streaming services, upping up the subscription fees, and there's no content being made for the foreseeable future. So even if they negotiate, like today, if they negotiate a contract with the writers that's fair for the writers and fair for Hollywood, if they do a contract for the actors that is fair for Hollywood and fair for the actors, okay, they're not going to have enough time to generate enough content for this season. And I feel like this year is going to be like a, a desert land, and it's going to have huge implications for next summer and the fall if they don't hurry up and make a deal. Okay, so you're starting to see a lot of these actors uh having financial difficulties. Some of these actors are working two jobs, like the smaller time, not no big time actors, but now you're starting to hear these small time actors that were on hit shows. They're working two jobs, they're doing Uber, and just trying to make ends meet. Okay, because California is not expensive, folks. It is not expensive to live out there. So you got that transpiring, and then you know, you the big time actors like the Denzel Washingtons, the Will Smiths, the Rocks, okay, the A tier of actors and actresses that really don't splurge their money like that are trying to live this imaginary lifestyle that they have on social media. You got to have money to funnel that type of lifestyle to advertise on social media. Yeah, The Rock engaged in social media, but not that much. Will Smith is, he's in and out on social media, and Denzel doesn't even use social media. Kevin Hart, promotes things on social media. He's like Will Smith. He utilizes social media to sell a product or sell a concept or sell a show. But the A-tier actors and actresses, they'll be all right. They got money in the bank, and they've been saving their money for a rainy day. They are prepared. All right. It's these actors, these B-tier actors, or these actors that could be A-tier actors, and they done splurge their money on going out and promoting a night lifestyle and promoting a social media lifestyle and lifestyles of the rich and famous. You got to have money for that as well. Buying the latest jewelry, buying the latest cars, and things of that nature, just buying ridiculous stuff like Tyrese. And then some of these people like Tyrese are in the same situation as Tyrese. They got divorces. Now they got to pay all this alimony. It ain't only just Tyrese, but it's a lot of people in predicaments like that. Okay, well, where are you going to get the money from? Particularly if you was living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, Fast X didn't make $1 billion in the box office. All right. They're struggling to make that. All right. So where else Tyrese is going to make a lot of money if Fast X is not making money? He's not making money. He's not on the Transformers. Next summer, it's not going to be a lot of blockbuster hits, a lot of blockbuster movies. A lot of projects have been delayed due to the strike. Okay. So where else Tyrese is going to generate that type of money that fast if he's not in no big time Hollywood production film like Fast X? As they're doing fast, they're in talks. Well, they're not in talks, but they're working on Fast X Part 2. And Vin Diesel hint at the fact that they might do 2 more movies. They're on schedule to do 1 more movie, and they're going to take it a movie at a time, which means that if Fast X Part 2 doesn't make over $1 billion, there's not going to be another movie. And they already hinted at the talks of dispersing all of these characters in the Fast and the Furious franchise, and they make their own television shows and their own movies. All right. So you got to get in where you fit in. And I'm pretty sure Tyrese is going to be in one of these productions, but let's just face facts and face reality. When they spawn out these other shows are not going to continue to make $1 billion. All right. So where else Tyrese is going to generate that type of money that fast, that quickly? And yes, Tyrese has put out some music. Tyrese is a hellified artist when it comes to music, has a very soulful voice, but Tyrese is past his apex in music. I mean, he's not, y'all think Tyrese is going to generate an album today like 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying or Thriller, okay, of Michael Jackson's Thriller? He's not going to, even if he goes into music, he's going to generate some money, but not a lot of money. So where else Tyrese is going to go? And Tyrese is not interesting enough to do his own podcast. Let's just go on face facts and face reality. Tyrese is not interesting enough a content creator to do a podcast or to have a live stream or to have a YouTube channel. If Tyrese doesn't have a team behind him that is the mastermind of all that stuff, and that costs money too, folks, all right? And he has to be willing to take a loss in his first couple of years because he's a little bit too late to the curve, okay? Gillian Wallow got $1 million worth of game. They're thriving and flourishing. Joe Budden has always been there. They're thriving and flourishing. Okay, Math Hoffa all of these guys got everybody has a podcast. Okay. And the podcast landscape is oversaturated. By the way, I have a podcast. It's called I'm Chris Don One Podcast. It's on Spotify. Could you please subscribe to my podcast on Spotify? Okay, thank you. But anywho, other than that, other than telling you guys about I have a podcast, Tyrese is not interesting enough to have a podcast. All right. There's no Fast and Furious movie on the itinerary that's going to make $1 billion anytime soon. So he's scrambling for cash, folks. All right. So that's the reason why he's coming up with this lawsuit with Lowe's. He's hoping to think that they're going to settle it out of court. And if he doesn't, and he's setting the bar so high for $1 million, they may give him half of that. Okay. Well, half of that will help him with his divorce, with his fees, with his divorce. Okay. So you got to get in where you fit in. A lot of these, it's not only Tyrese. They're talking about like Nickelback and Usher and I forgot the other guys, Post Malone. They signed some hardship payment thing where they getting some tax-free loan money, and these people are taking this loan money and flipping it and buying. It's sort of like a PPP type of loan. And Post Malone took that money. I think he got like $10 million or $19 million. No, it's $10 million. And he took that money, bought a ski lodge, and then bought a business that's going to make knives and swords. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's a market for that, but is it a multi-million-dollar market for that? No. All right. So, you're starting to see these artists, Chris Brown. Even Chris Brown is on this. So you're starting to see all these artists with their version of PPP loans that they don't have to pay back necessarily. And, the government is not in no rush to prosecute these individuals because they didn't do anything wrong. And other than paperwork error, and they're not going to serve a day in jail. Meanwhile, you got hardworking people out there that are living check to checks, and in some situations, they're not even living check to check. Some of these people are going to take a chance on these PPP loans, and I kept telling people these PPP loans are scams, all right, from the government. Because the government want to they want to put as many people in the prison population. Now, someone's going to, on the outside looking in, going to say, well, why would the government wants to do that? Because that's free labor for them. All right. A lot of these prisons make your furniture, make your lingerie, make, things that you buy every day at Target or Walmart. And they're making like 30 cents a day, not 30 cents an hour. 30 or 40 cents a day to make a lot of these furniture parts and furniture pieces and clothing and all that. They're making all that stuff, selling it to Costco's or to Target or to Walmart, and then you go in there and you buy that. Then it turns a prisoner that spent 2 hours on it, and he's getting 40 cents off of a nightstand. They then take that nightstand to Walmart, and Walmart sells it to you for $20. Okay, so that's what these PPP loans allow y'all to get this money, and then y'all, splurge this money off of cars and jewelry and things of that nature. Like, and then guess what? They catch you, lock you up, and now you're in prison. Okay, well, you got to populate the prison with people like this because you need free labor to make, because it's a business. Prison is a business. Everything in life is a business, folks. Is a business. To make money. All right. So, yeah. So be careful out there. Don't fall for the okie doke. If it sounds too good to be true, 9 times out of 10 it's too good to be true, folks. All right. So, so that's going on with Tyrese. I think at the end of the day, Lowe's, they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They're going to work something out with Tyrese. If he gets less than half, he's probably going to take it, and he'll do a settlement out of court because they don't want their good name stained with Tyrese. And who knows, they might push it and take it to court because Tyrese is unstable. His popularity is dwindling, and people consider Tyrese as a kook. Okay, but there are some corporations that say, look, we'll come off cheaper by just settling this out of court instead of getting our team of lawyers on it, and he's got a team of lawyers, and then why go through all this? Okay, just throw the dog a bone. Throw the dog a bone. Tyrese, are you ready for me? Okay, so anywho, that's pretty much it, y'all. Normally I take time to read the comments. There are no comments. I did have people coming in and out. I hope y'all guys, when y'all was coming in and out, you hit the like button. And I'm about to wrap this puppy up. Okay. Now, I talked to you guys yesterday of doing something for my membership audience, and I got something in the works, and I'm not able to talk about it right now, but I'm going to start generating content for my membership audience. As of right now, there's no one subscribed to my membership audience, and I think the real reason why there's no one subscribed to it is because there's really nothing there for my membership audience to be intrigued with other than fancy badges and emojis and things of that nature. Okay, you have to have something there for them to be interested in. So I got something in the works. I can't talk about it right now, but when I'm able to talk about it, I'll talk about it. Okay. But yeah, please subscribe to my other YouTube channels in the description. Subscribe to my podcast. I'm Chris Down One on Spotify. It's also on YouTube. I'd rather you guys to subscribe to me on Spotify. And that's just about it, y'all. There's really not a lot to talk about other than going on Twitter and seeing what's going on Twitter real fast, real quick. And we can find out what's going on Twitter right about now, folks. Right about now. So what's translating on Twitter? All right. It's translating on Twitter. Okay, what is trending? All right, let's see what's trending on Twitter. All right. Join the flip side. I don't know what that is. Wesley, that's Hunter Biden. He was trending. Maui, that was trending. I feel sorry for those people out there in Maui. And the top hip hop is 50 years old today. So congratulations to hip hop. And we just talked about hip hop earlier in this presentation. So that's how old hip hop is. Okay, Clarence Thomas. Really it's not really a whole lot to talk about. We can look at the sports side of things. Baseball is full in effect. I'm not a huge baseball fan. We're gonna pass that. What's trending in entertainment? Music. Lil Wayne, Frank Ocean, Tupac. Let's gauge at what Lauryn Hill is trending about. Okay. Nas surprised everyone with Lauryn Hill. Wow, they performed "If I Rule the World." Okay, yeah, I saw this on YouTube. Hip Hop 50th anniversary. I should have realized that. So Lauryn Hill was on stage with Nas to perform "If I Rule the World." If we look at Lil Wayne, I'm pretty sure it's at that concert. Lil Wayne freestyle on Rap City. That's an oldie but a goodie. Lil Wayne speaks on mental health. So Lil Wayne is trending on Say Cheese account. Lil Wayne said during a recent interview with Billboard that he believes he's the reason why everyone has face tattoos. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm trying to think of who did I saw with face tattoos before Lil Wayne. And I want to say Lil Wayne had a face tattoo when he was a teenager. I could be hellified wrong about that, But I really think the first person in pop culture or entertainment or in hip hop that I saw with a face tattoo, uh, I want to say it's the Baby, Lil Wayne. Then after that, Tyson. Okay, I'm not 100% sure on that. He might be right on that. He might be 100% right on that. So, Lil Wayne might be right on that. Frank Ocean. I haven't heard about Frank Ocean in many, many moons. Okay, you know, it, just Frank Ocean just trending. Um, yeah, it's nothing serious. It's just the things Frank Ocean has done over the course of a couple of years. Uh, and now Tupac, and they're talking about Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up." I feel like "Hit 'Em Up" was okay. Okay. Let me say this real fast, real quick. The best diss songs in hip hop was first and foremost LL Cool J, when he dissed Kumo D, Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper, I like Jack the Ripper. Second is in no particular. Okay, hold on. Let me rewind that. I feel like Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up" is heads above any diss record of anybody's. Okay, and anything behind that, I'm just throwing out names. LL Cool J's Jack the Ripper, Kill Shot, Nicki went, oh no, I don't, not that, uh, oh my God, Remy Ma, this to Nicki Minaj. Now, when Nicki Minaj retaliated, it was like a collaboration effect. She had Drake, she had Lil Wayne. I think it was called No Flaws. It was more than a dance anthem type of diss, fashionable type of diss. When you go fashionable in a diss record, then it just doesn't serve it's just not a real diss record. Okay. So yeah, I liked "Hit 'Em Up." I like I like the song. And I just thought though, I thought when I first heard it, I just thought Biggie and Tupac, this was just a marketing scheme. They was all in on it. I didn't think it was that serious, and I should have, thought a little bit better than that. But hey, we was all young, and we didn't know what we know now. Okay, can Biggie. Uh, since gang related, it will have its 26th anniversary in 2 months. Here are the cover up. Here are the scenes from that movie. Um, it was funny that Jim had to do all the chasing, but Tupac, who was more fit, had to do the driving. Yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah, dude chasing after. Yeah, that guy was chasing after him, and Tupac was doing all the driving. That was, when you first heard that, when you first saw that movie, gang related. When I first saw that movie, it's some things in a movie you don't appreciate or understand until after the fact. Like I told you guys yesterday, I watched Usual Suspects on Amazon Prime. And even though I watched it before, I watched it again. It's one of those type of movies that you have to watch over and over and over to understand the concept. And now, well, now there's more layers to that movie. People are making YouTube videos. And I, done research on YouTube after watching the video. Some people think the Kevin Spacey character, everyone assumed that he was Kaiser Source and he was organizing all the moves and stuff, but a lot of people are assuming it was the guy with, I forgot his name, with the Irish accent. Oh, I forgot his name. Anyway, they think that he's Kaiser Sosak, and they think that one of the guys of Usual Suspect is him as well. But it's just fun facts and things about that movie. But I love that movie. Okay, I love that movie, so I'm gonna watch it again. But yeah, that's what's going on. Hold up, Simps. Okay, simps are now trending. Okay, so let's just look and see what they're talking about. Okay, don't be a simp. Okay. Okay, it's just a bunch of tweets about simping at its finest. So when you go on Twitter, you're going to see all this stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, folks, you know, if you're a guy and you're into all that simping and stuff, man, that's on you, dog. That's on you. Me personally, I just think it's a waste of time. But hey, whatever. Where floats your boat, it floats my boat too. All right, just put it that way. And we're about to wrap this puppy up. Okay. So I really do appreciate everyone that done came by. I did 2 back-to-back episodes of Too Early for This Podcast. Friday, we did the double nickel, the 55. Today, we're doing the 56. That's 2 nickels plus 1. Okay, so yeah, that's all we got for today. Guys, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, share this content with your friends, family, as well as your followers. If you want to support the channel even further, hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its purposes. And yeah, if you want to be the next stream sponsor, hit the Cash app or super chat. I got a lot of stuff that I got a lot of material that I might post on YouTube Shorts. So be on the lookout for that next week. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from Coast to Coast. I'm up out of here, guys. I will see y'all when I see y'all. I'm up out of here. So, bird. Okay. I'm up out of here. All right. See y'all next week. Bye.